Hello everyone! Today I am going to show you how I take care of my lawn. First up, I am going to mow the ditch in the front of my yard with a manual push mower. And I actually really love this mower. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do. I mean, it's not hard by any stretch of the imagination, but part of the reason why I love it is because I get exercise from doing it. The other thing is that I am not using and spewing gas out into the environment, and using this this little manual mower allows me to get that ditch looking nice without trying to get my tractor in there and getting it stuck and ripping up the lawn and all that kind of good stuff. So first I'll take care of that. After I take care of the ditch, I will go around and I am going to weed whack my edges. Ideally, I would like to do the ditch and the edging every single week. And then finally, I am going to mow the front and the back yard. I have a tractor to do that. And yes, it spews out the gas and everything like that, but it does get the job done rather quickly. I do have, well, when we got the tractor, the yard was actually a lot bigger, but I've been making it smaller and smaller every year. So, you know, but what I'm really excited about is that I am going to start transitioning the backyard into a bee lawn. I'm so excited about this. I really don't know why I haven't thought about this before, but that's just kind of a heads up for a future video. First up, I'm going to take you outside and I will show you my Earthwise, I think that's the name, and I'll link it down below, manual lawnmower, and yeah, and then we'll take it from there. Okay guys, this is my Earthwise manual push lawnmower. Probably should have given it a little clean. I usually do after I mow, but I forgot to last week. Anyway, here it is. It's a great little tool here so that I can get my ditch mowed. And I don't think that I'm going to be able to do the ditch justice on the camera, but let me go ahead and take this down here and show you. So this is the bog garden that you've seen before. Oh yeah, maybe you can see it a little bit, but see here it goes down and up, okay? Prior to the bog garden, this would get super, super wet. I mean, it still gets wet, but way, way more than it does now. And regardless of whether it's wet, it is difficult to get the tractor down in there. And so I thought the best bet for this part of the lawn would be to go ahead and get one of those small manual lawnmowers. How I'm going to tackle this ditch is I am going to take a path and then I'm going to overlap that path by half. And then what I'll probably do is I'll go up and down in the ditch a little bit where I see that the mower has missed because of that curve. So the ditch is done. I used my manual Earthwise mower to do paths, overlapping paths back and forth, and then I went in the opposite direction down the middle so that I could get down there in that ditch. My Earthwise manual mower is on the very, very highest setting, so I just take a very, very little off the top of my grass and my weeds. Okay guys, I'm going to step out of the heat for just a second here, and now I'm taking the manual lawnmower to the backyard and I am going to use it around the edges of the entire backyard and the island bed. Guys, I am done with my Earthwise manual lawnmower. So I've done the ditch in my front yard, and then I've also done around the edge of my entire backyard and the island bed. So now what I am going to do is I am going to bust out the electric weed whacker. It is a Let me go get it. Greenworks Pro Weed Whacker. It's an electric weed whacker. I mean, it's okay. However, you're supposed to be able to, let me see if I can get this over here. Bump this thing on the ground and then these cords will come out. That doesn't work. So last week I did the front yard and then I ran out of cord. So this week I am going to do the backyard. Ideally, I would be doing the weed whacking and the edging and the manual mower every week. And I will only mow the lawn with a tractor every other week. I do my weed whacking, obviously, but I also use the weed whacker to edge my beds. I'm a little bit new at that technique. I had to look up how to do it on YouTube because I wanted to make sure and do it right. And I found a guy who explains it really, really well. And I'll link his video below, but I'll also show an example of me doing it as well. And hopefully I don't do his instruction dirty with my technique. We'll just see. But yeah, so that is the next task on the list. Something that I want to mention really quick is that you may have noticed that I've been wearing flip-flops. Now that I am going to use the weed whacker and the mower, I'm going to go ahead and put on some socks and shoes. You can see that the edger did a real nice job there. So here we go with this stupid weed whacker again. It's like, let me see, I'm gonna try and fix it myself. Oh, maybe I can't do it, I don't know. I need a weed whacker that works. Like, I can't work like this. What I should probably do is watch a YouTube video on how to do this. What do you know? I got it. That's great. So I forgot. Usually before I go ahead and I do the weed whacking, I will take one of these little rakes. Excuse my mess. One of these leaf rakes right here. And just clean up the edges where the mulch is like kind of falling into the yard. Okay, just went around with my little leaf rake and just kind of separated the grass from the edge and the mulch, the wood chips, and this is just so that I can see the edge a little bit better when I'm doing the weed whacker edging. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that edging now. And I'm holding the weed whacker upside down and I'm just kind of resting it under my underarm because that's what's comfortable, and I'm holding the head so they are perpendicular to the edge. And 90 degrees to the ground. As I'm doing this, I'll lift this backside up higher if I see that the cords aren't 90 degrees. I had to go pick up my child from school and back, and now I'm going to mow the lawn with my tractor, and then I'll just take you around and show you what it looks like. Hello everyone, it is the next morning. So I got everything done in the lawn yesterday, but I didn't have enough time to finish up the video. So I'm gonna just walk you quickly around the yard to show you how it looks like when I'm done with all of my lawn maintenance chores. Here's my front yard. Please disregard that invasive non-native Japanese pachysandra. And here is where I did some edging, where all those weeds were coming up and across over to the blacktop. Then down here, I weed whacked around the rocks And then here is the ditch that I did with the manual mower. Okay, so over here in the back of my front yard, you're gonna see that I'm leaving the leaves because I am seriously considering making this all a wildlife woodland garden right here. Actually, I've thought about taking it out from here, bringing it out in front of this dogwood and circling back over there, but I'm not sure I'm ready for that quite yet. This might be a project big enough in and of itself. Okay, so this is pretty much the front yard with the manual mowing, with the edging, with the weed eating, and the tractor on the lawn. You'll see here this nice edge along the blacktop now. That was getting a little out of control. Okay, so now let me take you around the backyard. You can see where I cleaned up this edge with the weed eater. And then on the mower, I circled around this yard and circled around. And what I do is, by doing that circle, I get all of the fall leaves moved into the woodland edges, which is where I want them to stay and decompose. So here's more of the edging. And for the areas where I have the rock borders, like coming up here, I don't have to edge so much. It's more of a weed eating situation. Looks like I could have actually done a better job there, but that's okay. They're still in there sleeping. Okay, the island bed was done as well. And then finally up here around this rock border, I got all those weeds nice and cleaned up along the edge. So everything looks crisp and clean. I am going to turn this lawn into a bee lawn. I've already started by adding micro clover into some of these bald spots, and you can see it's sprouting here. Now I know micro clover isn't native, but some areas of my yard are just like the soil is that bad, so I'm going to use it. I also have some asters on order from Prairie Moon that, even though they are a tall type species, if you mow them, they will flower lower. So yeah, I'm working on all that and getting all my research together to do a separate video about the bee lawn. Here's also an area that got a little bit of an edge, just to clean up where the blacktop meets with the lawn. That's an area that I think really makes a difference when you want things to look tidy. I already did an intro to this video yesterday, but as I was working through getting everything done and put together for the video, I realized that I wasn't really sitting down and telling you in one part everything that I do. So I'm going to do that right now. First up, I mow the lawn every 2 weeks. I mow the lawn on the very highest setting, which I think is 7 or 8 on my tractor. By doing that, I'm keeping the lawn healthier versus mowing every other week. And then I'm not using that, pollution emitting machine every single week like a lot of the lawn companies do around here. Also, because we're getting into autumn and fall, I always blow those leaves with the lawnmower to the edges of my woodland so that those leaves can decompose over the winter and put goodness back into the soil. You don't want to get rid of your leaves. You want to keep your leaves on your property and use them for fertilizer, just to decompose in your wild areas, making leaf mode, all that good stuff. And then as far as edging and weed eating, I like to do that every single week. So I may not get the entire property edged, but I do go around and make sure that everything is tidy, and then I clean up all the edges. So that's done every week. The other thing that is done every week is mowing the ditch with my manual lawnmower. I keep the lawnmower at the highest setting. I go back and forth, overlapping passes, and then I go down, up and down into the middle just a little bit just to keep it nice. And then I also take that manual lawnmower and I go around all the edges of the entire property. So because I only mow the lawn every other week, doing that with the manual lawnmower really makes my yard look like I'm mowing it every week, which I like. I like a nice and tidy yard. Another thing that I wanted to mention is that, and I'm hoping it came through in the video, is that when I edge with the weed eater, I am turning the weed eater upside down, and then I'm angling the head of the weed eater so that the strings, the cords, they are perpendicular to the ground and parallel to the edge. And then I will like rotate it back and forth just to make sure that I am at that 90-degree angle with the edge. I want the edge to go like straight down. I don't want it to like angle in. So I just wanted to make sure that that piece of my edging with the weed eater was clear. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please click the bell button so that you'll be notified when I release a new video. Also, if you'd like to be included in my newsletter, please email me at 90percentnative@gmail.com. Thank you for being here with me today, and I will see you again next time.